There they go into the back. The blue light on. We have a race, and Satnova's beaten Pure Steel out by a length and a half.
Welcome to Talking Trots, hosted by Morts and Michael Radley on Tab Radio, Racing and Sport.
The sensational Sydney sider, Seals to Sam, comes off the back straight. He's a bucket load of alliteration, this fellow.
Scott Bomber Hill will join the boys to look at the Friday night meeting at Gloucester Park, and Hayden King will find the winners for the weekend's racing.
Here comes Quinny. I'm the mighty Queen is 4 deep and letting go.
Sit back and enjoy Talking Trots with Morts and Michael Radley.
I'm the mighty Queen is just in front. Dasher VC can do no more, and the West Australian champion has done it again.
Yes, hello and welcome to another big edition of Talking Trots, and what a week it was. We had the Sales Classics on Friday night, great racing, then the Sales Sunday and the Pinjarra Cup Monday. So a big long weekend for harness racing in WA, and a man at all three events is Glen Mortimer. Morts, welcome to the program. Big weekend. Have you recovered?
Just, Michael. Good evening. Great to be back here with you again. This is 2 weeks in a row, so...
Almost a record.
Yes. A good night for our man, Scott Bomber Hill, last Friday, plus 3 units, and the great Hayden King, who bowed out of Talking Trots last week.
We'd have to change the opener.
I think we will.
It could take a couple of weeks.
But he came up with 4 winners across most country venues. Great night of racing last Friday night at Gloucester Park, as always. The Mickey Taker. What a tough horse. You thought he was beaten on the turn, but beautifully driven out by Aiden, who can get the very best out of a horse, that's for sure. Otis, too good once he found the front after an early challenge from Lamandiere. Flying Rumour looked no chance down the back, bailed away, then had to come 4 and 5 wide on the turn, and was just too good again. Just keeps winning. Soho Dow Jones rated well in front by Mitchell Miller, landed the cash, drives very well in front, and very well in front is Mitchell Miller. 10 to the dozen, won as a very short price favourite. Just how big the run on the outside by Meneshma? Did it get it right?
I think you got very close.
Very close. Big run in the 3-year-old Colts and Geldings. Waterloo rated beautifully in the breeze by Shannon, one of the 3-year-old fillies.
Yeah.
That was a great drive. He just sat off and
she was just dominated them.
Just rated beautifully by Shannon. No surprise there. Aiden just stalked them beautifully all the way on the better side before finishing powerfully in the 2-year-old Colts and Gelding. Aiden did it again on Copperhead Lady, finishing all over the top of him after a patient drive.
God bless her.
Regal Chevelle for Madison Brown led all the way, once again holding off a very fast finishing Aiden DeCampo again. Jeezy had a night Friday night.
Yeah.
Arden's Horizon, too good once it found the front. Now, Michael, just going to interrupt this for a brief announcement.
Yeah.
You know, on the Harness website, there wasn't commentary on all the races.
Yeah. Oh, was there any?
Okay.
In the replays?
So go and have a listen to Arden Horizons race.
Yeah.
And watch the horse step.
Yeah.
And then somebody didn't realise the microphone was on. Obviously wasn't happy that one of the horses didn't step too well. So have a bit of a listen. Quite humorous. Mickey Jet took a while to get wound up for Junior before landing the cash, and Franco Terra fought on well for favourite backers to win the card. Just very short. We had a good push from Ryan Bell last week. Yeah. Speaking of Ryan Bell, he got a double. Well, that's standard because he was here on the show the night before.
What a good job he does with his 2-year-olds.
Oh, brilliant. He had, 6 in the
6 in and
heats?
Won the fillies. Did he Quinella the fillies?
Yes.
Quinella the fillies. Yeah.
Outstanding. So he had a great night. He got a double. Aiden DeCampo, training double.
Who, once again, also... a young trainer who does a great job with their 2-year-olds. Like he's
a big game player is Aiden, that's for sure. Yep, absolutely. Great effort to train 2 winners. Mike Reid got a couple of winners there as well, and so Gary Hall Jr. trained 2 winners as well. A double to Junior.
Gary Hall Jr. is our guest tonight.
Yes.
And
so he should drive about 5 on Friday night. And then a driving treble to Aiden DeCampo and a driving double to Shannon Savelko. On Friday down there at Narrogin, a treble to Chris Pale and a double to Donald Harper. Saturday at Bunbury, double to my man Trent Wheeler. And then Monday out of Pinjarra, great day there, Pinjarra Cup Day. Dylan Edgerton Crean trained and drove a double. Team Bond training double. Denny a driving double. And then Tuesday at GP, a driving double for Gary Hall Jr. and a driving double for Jocelyn Young. So, Michael, all in all, was a very big week and
Sure
a week
was.
of racing. And as you said at the opener, I thought the Sales Classic races on the one night, the 4 races, was great.
Yep.
There was a lot of action and
Good crowd.
Yeah, good crowd, closely contested. It was a very good crowd, actually.
Yeah.
Really was. It was good. Nice balmy evening. No better place to be than Gloucester Park.
No, it was it was really good. And then Pinjarra, they told me good crowd at Pinjarra. You were there.
Yeah, it was a great crowd.
Bit pegs dominated with Minstrel and leaders back 3 pegs running the placings, but Mighty Ronaldo went really well for you guys.
He went super. He went really, really well. Captain Paprika took out the first for Dylan pretty easily. Toravian Veloce, nice drive by Chris Vogt. He just stalked him the whole way. Got up at very good odds. Great bowler.
Yep.
Easy.
Geez, he looked good as well.
Yeah,
like he was much more settled.
Beautiful looking horse. So lots of ability, that fella. Minstrel, always going to be very hard.
Once he found the front.
And in the last, Hunt the Magic rounded out a great day for Kyle Symington, $41 winner. Ian Gossage trained, driven by Kyle Symington. Really was a great day at Pinjarra. They did a good job and had plenty for the kids and plenty for everybody. So it was very enjoyable.
And the sales, another really good crowd at the sales. A little bit up and down, but all the sales have been like that this year across Australia and New Zealand. The good horses or the horses you expect went for good money, and some probably overs that throughout the day. And but yeah, I think a few more got sold after the auction and the reserves and stuff like that. So yeah, really interesting day. You were out in force.
Yeah, no, we were lucky enough to buy the 2 colts that that Justin really wanted.
Yeah.
He was in love with those 2 colts. So, very pleased to...
Great day for Trevor Lindsay. When we had him on the show prior to Christmas...
Gee, it was good.
Yeah, and he talked... I think you're speaking about these 2 colts, and yeah, it was... you could tell he was going to, the draft was really good, and they turned out great. Really good.
He was brutally honest, but he was great to listen to, and he had a great day out there on Sunday, and very happy to get those couple of colts. Like you said, to your point, looking at New Zealand a couple of weeks before, a lot of those horses in the in-between price brackets just seemed to get passed in. There was a few passed in on Sunday, but I think a lot have been
like a couple we thought we might go on for 40, ended up going for closer to 70.
Yeah,
and more, and so it's very tough out there for buyers to extract what they wanted as well. So, but yeah, some interesting buys out there as well, like that you mightn't have expected as well, which you look back through and say, okay, that's a little bit interesting. But actually, I actually asked Justin a question about one. He said, "Come on, go and have a look." Well, he may as well have asked me to explain quantum mechanics than for me to give him my opinion on the conformation of a horse. Like, I just had no idea. We chatted about it. It was like,
I'm the same, Michael.
We're going to stay in our lanes.
That's exactly right. That's what he does. And
I thought it was
well.
nice. I thought it was nice that he tried to include me.
Yeah, he's just doing that to make you feel good. Believe you me, he's done it to me on several occasions, and does make you feel good. But the contribution is zero.
Yeah.
Still got a couple of very small shares left in lot 412, Michael. So anybody interested?
The sales topper?
Yep. A couple of small shares. So
geez, it was a nice looking colt.
Stunning. Really was. So no, great day out there.
Yeah,
really
even
good.
I could tell he was a good looking colt.
Yeah. The really good ones certainly do stand out. Yeah. Tell you what, the flies were pretty friendly.
Yeah, weren't they? Bit humid. Bit humid and flies.
Yeah, sure was. But great day.
And it was a great day. And Trots end, I can tell you, we've taken 50% of 2 of Justin's horses. So one is the colt by American Ideal.
In Cooper's Beach.
and the other is the filly by Always
No
Be
Less
Mickey
Than
Adam,
Perfect.
No Less Than Perfect, the half relation to 10 to the dozen.
Yes. So yes, and of course the Cooper's Beach is a half to Mickey's Beach,
Yes, who's done a really good job from not many starts.
considering he almost got sacked.
End up making a derby final.
Yes, he did a
Yeah.
very good job and matured, and hopefully we'll see the best part of him this year.
Okay, all right. I think it's time to introduce our guest.
Outside and is starting to get into second place nicely, but Cooper firing on all cylinders on the turn. Mickey Jet's going to balance up and really drive late. It's Cooper in front. Mickey Jet coming. Mickey Jet overpowering this leader. Takes the lead in the shadows of the post, and Mickey Jet will beat Cooper. Third past the post there we had at a spoiled major.
That was Mickey's Jet and trainer driver Gary Hall Jr. And it's time to welcome in Junior to the program. Junior, first of all, congratulations. Is that your first double, let alone your first city double on Friday night?
Yes, it is. Good afternoon to you and Morts. First time I think I've even taken two to the track in my name. Obviously, I haven't really considered the training much, but all of a sudden I've got three in my name somehow. I don't know. Still don't know how it happened, actually.
I was actually looking at the training figures. It was a 10-year break between horses, but you've come back and you've hit the ground running and, a double, and now you got three horses. Do you just work them in with senior?
Yeah, I just 10-year break. I just needed that to realise that it was, when I was younger, I had bit more, probably less energy. So I don't know what was going on, but it was too much hard work for me. I didn't get to play golf as much when I was training back then. So I got this Mickey's Jet somewhat by chance, I guess. I was on Facebook one day and Steve LeVar messaged me and asked, told me he'd already bought the horse and was looking for a trainer. Naturally, I just thought he was chasing senior, but he mentioned that his dad had hobby trained here years ago, and he knew of Dad, so he knew that I was, he was talking to Junior, and I said, of course I would, and Senior knew the horse well. It comes from Peter Blanchard and Vaughan Blanchard, who are our agents in New Zealand, so we'd looked at the horse. They'd actually offered it us a few times, but we didn't really have anyone to buy it, so that's how that all came about, and he's turned out to be quite a nice buy, I think.
Yeah, well, Steve LeVar is a former race caller. He used to call Gold Coast Trots, originally from WA, I think, and now in Singapore. And it's someone sliding in your DMs. Junior. Yeah. It worked out well this time.
Yeah. I've had a few unfortunate ones. They turned to a mess. Probably more so in there that have cost me money than made me money. But this one's hopefully going to be a good venture for both of us. So it's been a good little association early days, and his dad's actually been coming out and helping us at the farm a bit too. He's got a 25% share in the horse, and helped us out with the water cart here, which has been a thorn in our side for many months lately, but he's fixed it all up, being a mechanic in the past, and it's been a godsend really, bumping into him.
He took a while to get wound up on Friday night, Mickey Jet, but boy, once he knuckled down, he certainly went through the line very well.
Yeah, it wasn't the way I'd planned to drive him. He was just, I thought we'd just keep pressing forward and we'd end up in the breeze, but once I got that spot, I was a bit reluctant to leave it just to improve by one spot. So I thought we'd stay there. I know he's very quick, but I was getting concerned throughout the race that the leader was getting away with too much. But I just had to rely on his speed. He's got a pretty good will to win, and there is a motor there when he winds up. So I think he's still learning the caper, but there's a decent motor under there when he's fully wound up. That's for sure. It's nice when you have a horse when their last 50 is their best 50, I think.
Yeah, sure is. Now, you've got a full book of drives on on Friday night. But let's start off with Silencio Matuka, who is one of the trios of horses that you actually do train. How'd you get this horse?
Frank Rinaldi contacted me, said that, he was looking to take him elsewhere. He said that, there was no bad blood between him and Nathan just said if he wanted to take him elsewhere and try something new, he was happy. Frank contacted me. Again, not sure how he picked me out, but probably because of the success of Mickey J, I suppose. But and I drive the horse obviously for Nathan. So his first run in the state in the Knights of Thunder heat was outstanding. I thought he pulled very hard and the speed was on, and he was over racing even when they were running sort of sub 28 quarters. So I thought it was a super run. The run in the final was probably equally as good. And then, he lost his way a little bit. I'm not sure. I think he started favourite, drawn one, and got rolled. Although that night he did cop a fair bit of pressure. And then I think, the 1100 metre race at Pinjo was a nightmare for him. He hung quite bad, and ended up very wide into the first bend. So he's been a little bit hit and miss, I guess, but pretty happy he's come up with this draw. I think his last start. His first run for me last week was pretty good. Stewie said he felt good. He got through the line really well. So I'm hoping that he can turn his form around somewhat when leading here anyway, because his form sitting up looks okay. But, it was just probably a little concern that night. He was quite short when he did draw one and lead. But, as I said, he got rolled. But there was a fair bit of pressure on throughout the race.
He drew 9 last start, so he did have some excuse for not getting up. Got a very, very smart horse behind you who was gallant, winning last Friday night in the Mickey Taker, and some nice horses. So in the race, engaged. The plan just to get to the front and improve your position.
Yeah, he's pretty good out. I'd expect him to probably hold up pretty easily, and then take it from there. I'm pretty pleased that the Mickey Taker's drawn where he's drawn. He might
attacking you.
No, well, he might sort of come straight out from there and try and work his way around the field. But that's that'll give me at least a lap in front before he could probably get off and get around and do that. So I was happy to see him drawn there. I think the other horse in the race that's airborne at the moment is Tiger Royal. His form's been super. His last 5 or 6 runs or even more. He just hasn't been able to find the line first, but he's racing as good as anything, I think, in this grade, and he'll be pretty hard to hold out as well. And some other good ones off the front too, Santorini and Rascal and horses like that. So I expect him to probably start short given the draw, but I'd be a little bit reluctant to jump in given the overall strength of the field.
Yeah, it's certainly a pretty strong field. Should be a good race. And then in the next race, race 3, you climb aboard Rolling Fire for Justin Prentice. And I think Michael pointed out you've got a pretty good record, 7 drives, 6 wins on this fella. That's a nice race. Race number 3, you've got Franco Ecuador in front, Flying Rumour, who's in just amazing form, Jetstar, Armour Einstein, so crack field.
Yeah, it's a small field, but really good field. I don't know how it sort of plays out. I thought Justin would probably tell me to go behind the one. That would be my guess. But unless he's got other ideas, it's a pretty good race. I don't know how we go about playing it really. Franco Ecuador's. He's come back in super form for a horse that had so long off. Flying Rumours, can't fault the way he's going at all. He's turned into a different horse now that he's learnt to settle and race with a sit. El Chema, first up, he's always a classy horse. And the 2 on the outside, Jetstar's first up, I know, but Armour Einstein's sort of a, proven free-for-all horse as well now too. So, it's a great race. I think Franco Ecuador's going to be really hard to beat given the draw, but rolling fire. Gee, he's been pretty impressive on his way back as well. So I'm looking forward to sitting behind him again, actually. And that win first up, I was in front on that occasion. He was outside me, and I've never seen a horse travel as well as he did in a sub-28 quarter down the back. I thought, I got him off stride a little bit at the 700, and I ran with that, trying to get him, to really break him a little bit and get him off the bit. And I looked across at the 400 thinking I'd see Emily on a loose rein, and she had a lap full of horse, and I almost stopped driving my horse. I thought, what's the point? It is deflating when you think that you've got one maybe struggling a little bit, and you look across and see him travelling so much. And I think the horses feel it as well, because my bloke threw the white towel in shortly thereafter as well.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's a good race. He's come back really good. Like, Mort and myself have a ownership share in him, but every time he's had a break, he's come back better. And this is his biggest test to date, I think, against like Pinjarra Cup type horses and Franco Ecuador, who was in that great derby with Petronas Star and Martini Magic. I know you two guys won't want to relive that, but
yeah, thanks.
Yeah, Mort's has just started shaking.
This comes up about every 2 or 3 weeks in this show. He just won't give it a break.
Yeah, Junior got over it pretty quick, Mort. Why can't you?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah. I still haven't watched that replay.
Yeah.
Same.
Nearly lost one of my good mates and my Ambrose partner over that.
Now we move to the Lombardo race number 5, and never mind the chaos. This is a quality mare. She's up against a really good field. Drawn 2. Nullarbor Navajo's been really well supported on Tab Touch. She's into $1.95 from 2.30, and Cyclone Charlotte's going really, really well. Currently 2.65, but drawn outside. Junior, you've had a lot to do with this filly, and it's great to see her back on track. How's she come back? This is a 3rd run back. Is she a chance of upsetting these?
Oh, I think, to be honest, if she was at her best, I don't think they'd get near her. That's no disrespect to horses like Nullarbor Navajo and Cyclone Charlotte, but I think at a very top, she's got a class edge on them all. But the first up win was good. Time was good, but it wasn't. She just didn't feel quite there, and I sort of I forgave her for that a little bit, given the fact she was first up. But last start, I know she's not the sort of horse probably that likes being boxed away and then trying to sort of bullock into the clear and then run on. But I was a bit disappointed that she didn't finish off better. She felt to me like she was never really comfortable in the run. She over-raced, which is not unlike her, but usually when she over-races is when she goes her best. But she was a little bit plain to the line, I thought. But having said that, it was probably one of the first times we've really been in a spot like that and had to push out with a bit of force and things like that. So, yeah, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I just don't think she feels quite there at the minute. And I would like to see her, back to that form we know of 2 preps ago, before I could sort of, fool anyone into her. But yeah, like I said, if she somehow recaptures her best form, I think she'll beat them comfortably.
And she's back to Fillies and Mares company this week as well, which I imagine will also help her, and well drawn there in another very good race. Plenty of good races on the card. Just like the next in race 6, Ira Poole, very, very talented horse, drawn out there in barrier 6. I think $2.15 was it, Michael? So nice and short there. 2.15 drawn barrier 6. Got some nice horses on the inside of you. Was a Heat Seeker and Soundwave. How do you see this one playing out, Junior?
Well, I've been given it. What's today? Thursday. I think it was maybe even yesterday. Senior gave me instructions for this one, which he
hasn't got many horses racing, so.
No, he doesn't. So he needs. Every time he sends one down there, he needs them to win. So he didn't. He doesn't usually say anything, but he's got his opinion of this horse, and he thinks that he was not real happy with the drive last start, but the way he went the the start previously, I thought he would just have a bit more respect than what he got on the night. And the thing I didn't like was that once he puts the cue back in the rack, he really puts it away. So I think we had a bit of an argument about it because of the work leading up to that race that he did at home. I thought we'd done too much, and Senior disagreed, which is not surprising. But I think it showed in the horse's performance as well. So hopefully we've rectified that. But his work the other day seemed very good. Senior's of the opinion that he needs to just be settled off the gate and sat up. But I don't think we can give away our advantage in the draw over the bond runner advantage. So its form last time in was really good late in its prep, and I'm not sure how involved they'll get early. It's not a horse that they usually use off the gate very much, but I expect a bit of speed underneath us, and the small field definitely helps our chances, put it that way, because when you're sitting up, you don't want too many in front of you. But I expect a little bit of a battle out of the gate between a few of them, and then I didn't see a whole lot of speed in the race. So maybe if the pace is right, we would elect to take off at that point. But I would like to drive in sit kick style, but if the pace comes out of the race too much, we probably will have to think about making a move.
All right, we'll move to race number 7, and you're driving Skippy's Delight, who's on the third line of betting with tab touch at $7. The favourite is Luca for Bill Hayes at $2.20, and another interesting stand-start race here.
Yeah, I like the stands. I think there's a place for them, especially for a lot of horses that don't have that mobile speed. So Skippy's Delight, he's one of them. He's a consistent stand performer. He's usually a good beginner. If he can step away here and put himself in the firing line somewhere, he's a good top 4 chance, I would have thought. Luca's got panels on him. I think if he just gets away with them and safely and gets put into the race like he usually does, I expect him to be far too good. But anything outside of that then probably brings us in with an each way chance. I think he's Luca can be hit and miss from the takes as well. So if he gives too much away, it's always hard to make up it, in this company on a Friday night.
And then in the next, you've got Princess Katie racing well down in Albany in particular. Pretty open race this, although exceptional armour out wide there in number 7. Very well performed horse, Copycat Queen. Expect that horse to bounce back as well. Drawn barrier 3. How do you see this one, Junior?
Yeah, she's got a bit of gate speed, but I think she's probably this race she'd probably just tuck in, head for the rail, I would think, without speaking to Michael, I would say. But I think the Lenora Jane, Copycat Queen, and Exceptional Armour all seem to have a bit of a class edge on my drive anyway, and the one horse, the Swindler, was a really good run last start too. So I'd expect it to be, it would probably want to hold a forward position as well. So there should be a little bit on. I don't think they'll walk around, and that'll probably give us a chance of running into the top 3 or 4. But she looks somewhat outclassed by those runners out wide.
Race number 9 is the 2-year-old fillies, a couple backing up from last week. You're driving Jack's Ideal for Michael Young. Our man on harness side has got your favourite at $2.45, but Kim Prentice's colt, Float My Boat, I think he's been pretty impressive in his couple of starts. The scratching is also Crunchy, who's out. So an interesting race here, but the filly against the colts.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of her, to be honest. We went to Narrogin, we led, we thought she'd win. She nearly did a somersault on the last bend and gave away all chance. She was okay in her heat. She was the fastest heat for the fillies, but I thought she'd run a little bit better than what she did, even though the time was solid. And then last start, she was first one 3 wide in the final, and she went and missed again down the back straight. So, I couldn't be tipping her at favourite prices.
No.
That's for sure. She gets out the gate really good. She probably some chance she finds the front here, but even having said that, I couldn't have her I couldn't have her favourite, to be honest. Not with what she's been doing, and not because she hasn't been going well enough, just because she's been making mistakes as well at crucial stages in the races. So, yeah, I'd probably shop elsewhere at this stage. There's a chance to one. It might not be quick enough to hold her out, but I thought if it could be driven out, it might elect to hold that position. It's a horse that gets a little bit lost back in the field, and the fifth was a lot better than it reads on paper because it sustained a flat tyre halfway down the back straight at Pinjar. So yeah, I couldn't be tipping out favourite.
And in the last, another very open affair as well. Luca Pallo looks a fairly suitable race on Friday night, drawn 5. Where do you see yourself from the draw there?
Probably midfield again, sitting up. He's racing well. He's not getting a hell of a lot of luck in his races, but he is getting through the line good. So it's a winnable race for him. I thought obviously the one looks like the early leader, and there just doesn't look to be any pressure in the race at all, which probably gives Judy Bounty's big chance out in front. But I honestly thought those two should probably fight out the finish based on what we've seen lately. So yeah, I think if we can get over Judy Bound, we probably win the race.
And the best on Friday night for you, Junior?
I have to say Celestio. I don't want to. The driver's got queries on the trainer's ability, but
hey, you're only as good as the last one, and the new Jason Grimson of WA, Gary Hall Jr.
Yeah, sure.
Now, before we let you go, our good mate Eddie Birchall was over for the weekend. He was there on Friday night with the family.
Eddie everywhere.
And at the sales on Sunday, the Crown on Sunday night. And a big supporter of the Michael Young stable, and also obviously yours. And saw on social media you took out his young son Oliver for a whip around the track at the Hall stable. How did he enjoy that?
Yeah, he loved it, and hats off to him too. I think he's 8 years old, and he come out on the dual seater, and I said, "We'll do the warm up, and if you like it, we'll keep going. If you don't, we'll stop." So we've gone about probably 400 metres into the warm up, and he's like, "Oh, slow down," and I thought, we're not going to be able to do the workout. But then, a couple of laps in, and I said, "Do you want to get off, or you want to come for the full workout?" And he said, "No, I'm good. I'll stay on." So. Yeah, he did the workout and handled it like a champ. He was, he loved it. He wanted to do it again, and he's a really keen fan. And when asked at school lately what he wanted to be when he got older, he wants to be a harness driver. So it's it's good. It's good to see kids out there that. I just got a problem with that though. His dad's a massive driver basher. He really is.
He does give him a whack.
No, so I told him, the last one we had to work, I asked Eddie if he wanted to have a go, and so Eddie jumped on because I wanted to give him a different perspective so that maybe he had a bit more respect for the drivers. And we went about 200 metres into the workout, and Eddie was holding on to the crossbar to try and balance up the cart a bit because, we were struggling, and then the horse lifted up the tail and let rip on Eddie's hands and all over his legs and all over his hands. And I actually thought he was going to jump out. I think if he wasn't so scared, he would have jumped out. But he started whinging and complaining and screaming and calling the horse a grub and all sorts of names. And he wanted to know. He said, "Does this happen very often?" I said, if you got 7 or 8 drives a night, you can expect that it'll happen at least once or twice maybe, and more if you're having a bad night. And he goes, something he didn't even consider. But I think it's given him a little bit more of an idea about what we have to go through sometimes. And he didn't lift his head up for about a lap and a half after that. So I said, "Well, what are you going to do in a race if that happens? You're not going to look where you're going for a lap."
Well, Eddie's one of our 16 listeners, and to tell you, the boys, they love it. Particularly Oliver. I think Oliver's the real fan. And I tell you what, they love Kiara. They follow Kiara around to the trots. Don't let her go. They grab onto a leg and don't let her go.
Yeah, it's hard to get hold of her too down there. She's always doing the work.
Exactly.
He sits on his phone, but no, he's Oliver's a champion. He handled it a lot better than Eddie did anyway, put it that way. So hopefully he continues to enjoy the races and might have another little driver there when he grows up a bit.
Indeed. All right, Junior, mate, thanks for your time. Good luck tomorrow night, particularly in race number 3, and we'll see you at the track.
Yeah, all good. Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Gary Hall Jr. there, and another full book. He's going to play a major part in most races, and it's an interesting ride of racing on Friday night. We're about to get the good mail from Bomber Hill very shortly.
It is interesting, Michael, the card.
Yeah.
A lot of very open races.
A couple of really interesting races. And I tell you what, there's looking at the free-for-all, so like Armour Einstein goes around in race number 3, who just went around the Pinjarra Cup. But if you're looking at the free-for-all, Laverajo was back in the field on Monday, didn't make up much ground, but saying that not many horses did. Same with Swing Band. You got a bit of speed in the race. Hampton Banner, he's had a run back now. Whether they have a crack, I'm a 5-star General's been going good, but I'd suggest that they've got to make a statement with Laverajo that he's back on Friday night. They've got to, Kyle Harper's got to come out with intent and make a statement to say Laverajo's back and he's a real force in this Nullarbor.
Yeah, look, certainly wasn't disappointed with his run in the Pinjarra Cup.
Well, it's hard to get a line where he's at.
It was very, very hard the way the race was run. It's an interesting race. Like you said, you've got Hampton Banner, you've got Talks Up a Storm, who are both very, very quick out. I'm a 5-star General going along really nicely. Swing Band, once again in the Pinjarra Cup, couldn't really get into it. So it's going to be like you said, it's going to be an interesting to see how he's come along from that Pinjarra, because he's backing up pretty quickly after the Pinjarra Cup. Be interesting to see how he goes with that, but not too far, and the Nullabor's around the corner. So maybe they're just.
And even look at that mare's race, like Nullarbor, Navajo. Junior's saying that if she's at her best, never mind the cut, she'll just win. And there's not Cyclone Charlotte's just airborne. There's some really good races, and that's a great betting race as well. That mare's race, just fantastic.
Yeah, I was surprised. Cyclone Charlotte, she is in great form.
Yeah.
So I was surprised to hear Junior's comments, to be honest, because I've got an extremely high opinion of Cyclone Charlotte.
Yeah. But 265. But anyway, and Bomber's got to preview that race as well. So
good to get his input on a card, which is because normally you can get 10 races.
Yeah.
You can look at 3 or 4 and go, oh, that just wins.
Yeah.
But on Friday night, it's not the case. So should be a good night's pacing and punting.
Now, this segment's brought to you by Retrovision, your local WA electrical appliance specialist. RAC members receive an additional 5% every day. And with your shopping at the sales, the prices aren't going up, are they? They're going down. Sales?
We need all the sales we can to pay for that. But, RAC members do save an additional 5%. And that extra 5%, since our partnership has started, is $20 million we've saved RAC members. So, we've actually had people in the store looking at a $5,000 TV, doing the maths and go, $5,000, 5%. Walked outside, rang the RAC, got a membership.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and walked back in and bought the TV. We don't care how you do it,
So it's a partnership that's benefiting both, which is fantastic.
It certainly is. But no, I was out at the Allenbrook store today, and lots happening in store. It's the 2023 TV clearance. So the 2023 models are on the way out. So get in store. There are plenty of great deals happening at Retrovision.
Now, we had the Sales Classic. We spoke about them earlier on Friday night. We're about to hear 10 to the dozen. Win number 8 from 16 starts, $124,000 in prize money, and he's come back in fine fettle. He's ready to rock and roll. And he's by Art Major out of No Less Than Perfect, and you bought a share in, or you bought with Justin the half. No, she got passed in. Trots in are offering shares in the Always Be Mickey filly. That's a half to 10 to the dozen. And we're about to release the shares, and really excited about this filly. Justin's been speaking about her for a couple of months.
She looked amazing.
Yeah,
she really did. I thought she was one of the standout fillies at the sale, and going to be a great opportunity for people to be a part of Trots End and race in what could be a very high quality filly.
Yeah,
it's great.
Really looking forward to it because and syndicate her and to see what she can do because she's an exciting filly from an exciting breed. And ready to rock and roll. But 10 to the dozen, I think he's got to continue to improve.
Well, 10 to the dozen was as we said, was a short price favourite.
Yeah,
did hang on and win, but the runner up was unbelievable. But you look at what the runner up did last time in. Yeah, swept all before him in the 2-year-old event. So he's a really quality horse, and she was able to, keep him at bay. Very nice. Looks like being a.
Let's go to the break.
Another good one from the Prentice stable.
Yeah, let's go to the break and let's listen to 10 to the dozen, staving off all competitors to win the 3-year-old Colts and Geldings Sales Classic.
And here's Grievous around the outside, coming up 3 wide. 10 to the dozens in front and into the straight. Menamshar on the outside. Grievous makes the line of 3. 10 to the dozen in front. Menamshar trying to get there. 10 to the dozen fighting off Menamshar, who drives late, but in front. 10 to the dozen wins. Second was Menamshar, and third got very tight.
There's always a lot more in store for you at Retrovision, like Retrovision's lowest price guarantee. If you find a lower price on a same-stocked item, we'll beat it. There's our 60-day price promise, where we'll refund you 120% of the difference if you find a lower advertised price on any purchase. Plus, RAC members save an extra 5% every day of the year. After 60 years, a lot has changed, but there's still a lot more in store at Retrovision.
Talking Trots with Morts and Michael Radley on Tab Radio, Racing and Sport.
And Copperhead Lady's about to work into the clear. Highview Heidi and Winter Wonder gets to the outside and is starting to come home. Better get on Pip, tries to get on terms. Ruby Lou, better get on Pip. Copperhead Lady, Aidan Francis again. Copperhead Lady over the top of them, takes the lead and wins. Copperhead Lady beat Better Get On Pip. Third.
The run off the back line. Copperhead Lady, Aidan DeCampo stalked him for Ryan Bell and got over the top of the stablemate. Better Get On Pip, who was fabulous outside the leader. And Bull Shark Betty was good as well. Gary Hall Jr. in third. Really good race. Competitive fillies. We had our man Ryan Bell on last week. Quinnell, the big one. And, great effort, Morts.
Yeah, that was
owned by Albert Walmsley as well.
That was a great race, that.
Yeah.
It really was. Terrific race.
Yep.
As they all were, but that one in particular.
Yeah, and I
really
think she's got the potential to continue on, Copperhead Lady. She looks like a filly that can continue to develop by Sweet Lou out of Artistic Copper. As I said, for Albert Walmsley and bred by Mike Howie at Copper Lodge. All right, this segment, Morts, is brought to you by the one and only Steel Blue Boots. Built for comfort, made for work. Our man, Ross Fitzgerald, he was there with you every step of the way on the weekend. Morts, Friday night. Winter Wonder went super in that race as well. Congratulations. Ran 5th, was really good from barrier 9, and a lot of upside from Winter Wonder.
She went really well. Yeah. Just on the turn there, got pushed out a little bit wide and had to stop and balance. But once she knuckled down, she run home very nicely, which is what you want to see. So very happy with that.
But our man Ross was there Friday night. He backed up on Sunday at the sales, kept on nudging you to go higher.
Wouldn't stop, got bruises.
And then on Monday backed up for Mighty Ronaldo's 4th in the Pinjarra, 5th in the Pinjarra Cup.
And Tricky Mickey, who
went really well as well.
Yep. Yeah, so Steel Blue Boots, as we know, Michael, they are a mark of true skill, designed for comfort, durability and choice, and backed by a 30-day 100% comfort guarantee. And they just are Australia's leading work boot.
They are the best.
Yep.
They are by far the best. All right, Time to welcome in our experts as far as form goes in Scott, Bomber, Hill and Bomber. You found Copperhead Lady for us last week and she finished off beautifully for us.
There's clear air that she did, and she was always going to be hard to beat, and she won well.
Now, really good car. We've been speaking to Gary Hall Jr., who's got some interesting drives, but I tell you what, there's some interesting races here on Friday night. Bomber, the first at 5:52, 10 races on the card. The Lombardo is the feature race, Group 3, $50,000, race number 5, but the free-for-all's going to be really important in the lead-up races, and even the Divide Stakes race number 3 is going to play some part leading forward into the feature races and obviously the mares races, Bomber. So a really interesting card on tomorrow night.
Yeah, it sure is. There's plenty of depth right throughout the card, and hopefully we've found a bit of value there as well, and it looks to be a couple of good things as well. So there should be a really good night's race. All
right, we're going to start the night for you with the feature event of the night, the Lombardo, Group 3, fillies and mares, open for $50,000 over the 25-36 metres. And we've got Nullarbor Navajo, $2.30 into $1.95 and a firm favourite. Never Mind the Chaos, been pretty solid at $5.50. Max Legacy, $61. Minor Catastrophe at $1.26. Might Have Time, $11 into $8.50. Beyond the Sea, $16. Let It Linger, $1.26. Cyclone Charlotte, drawn barrier rate, $2.65, the second favourite. And Zephyra at $26, racing the older mares. Bomber, what do you think of race number 5, the Group 3, worth $50,000?
Yeah, we're going to launch in pretty early here. I'm really keen on Nullarbor Navajo. I reckon she's as good as any of the good mares on a night with a bit of luck, and she has a 2-from-2 record when leading. There's some speed out wide here, but she led McLarney and I'm a 5-star general comfortably last time she drew the pole here in January, and the repeat of that would see her holding, I think, and from there I really can't see her beaten. She ran home in 55.5 that night and just won with ease, and I don't think any of these could cover ground and beat her if she was in that front of line, that's for sure.
Gary Hall Jr. was on the show and just talking about Never Mind the Chaos. Didn't give it a big push, so Nullarbor Navajo was certainly one that he was concerned about. Cyclone Charlotte just needs to get a draw. It just has had no luck. So Nullarbor Navajo for Corey Peterson and Stuart McDonald, drawn the plum number 1 in race 5, Bomber. What's our staking plan here?
Yeah, 3-unit bet more, so I really think she can hold up, and as I said, from there I think we get a pretty easy watch.
All right, the next race we're going to look at is race number 6. It's the Westside Auto Wholesalers Pace over the 21-30 metres, and we have a look at the Tab Touch market. Soundwave, the pole marker, $3.50 into $3.30. Tumbling Dice at $23. Was a Heat Seeker, $4.40 into $4. Post game is fairly steady at $8. Galactic Warrior, $31. Ira Pool is the favourite for Gary Hall Jr. Did open at $2.05, out to $2.15, but still holds the call. Hilarious Rain at $1.51 and Advantage. First up for Team Bond, $12 into $10, drawn the outside of the 8 horses. Bomber, what'd you like in race number 6?
And with was a Heat Seeker, Rad, so I think he's got enough speed to hold those to his outside early, and I thought he was a chance of working to the top as a result. He certainly doesn't have to lead to win, but he was hitting the line really, really strongly last week in a fast last half and in a race that was just too hard for him. But he's got a really good record when leading. He's beaten some really nice horses, and he's been narrowly beaten on other occasions. But whilst I'm not fully convinced he does lead, he doesn't have to win, as I said, and I think he's going well enough to win a race like this. If he can't hold up, there could be plenty of pressure come anyway.
Once again, a smaller field, but very competitive field. Lots of Soundwave from the pole. You've got Ira Pool, who we heard from juniors, got a lot of talent. Advantage out wide, first up for the Bond stable. So going to be a very competitive betting race. Race number 6, number 3, was a Heat Seeker for Kim Prentice and Mitchell Miller. What's the staking plan there, Bomber?
Yeah, just the 1 unit more. So I just thought in a the race of a few chances, he was probably the best value, and I wouldn't be at all surprised to see him get home here.
All right, that's race number 6. We're going to come back and preview 2 further races. Mort's the 2-year-old Colts and Geldings. Aidan De Campo drove the winner of the fillies for Ryan Bell, but with the Colts and Geldings, he trained and drove it. Bought it from Carnup Racing at the sales out of Betaboa down by the seaside, and there was in the heat. He was lucky to get in the final just because the way that the qualifying was, and a couple came out and he got his start, drawn drawn 4, and was always going to be a major player, and happened to get behind the leader, which was a great performance from Aidan.
No surprise. He was just in sparkling form last Friday night from a training and a driving perspective. Just drives them out. Really, gets the most out of them, and had a terrific night.
Yeah, we knew there was going to be a bit of pressure, plenty of speed. Mr. Moonwalker was always going to, run the gate, but a bit of pressure. And Float My Boat, who ended up running 5th, he's in the 2-year-old backing up, and tell you what, he's got to be hard to hold out for Kim Prentice.
I agree.
I don't think the price is there that we get $7.50. Is that what price they've said they're going to put up?
Let's have a look.
From your man down the bottom. I think it's
Just
the
trying to
second last
find it,
race. Second last race, I think you'll find what's.
Second last race. Well, whilst I'm pottering around.
Yeah, race number 9.
$7.50.
Yeah, if we got that, I think if we got that, we'd be pretty happy. But let's go to the break, and let's listen to Betaboa finishing all too well. Matt Young doing a great job calling on Friday night for Aidan De Campo.
Behind those runners, Float My Boat. Louis V continues to run on. Mr. Moonwalker around the turn. In the centre, control the room. The better side, Louis V still running on. The better side takes the lead in the Sales Classic. Louis V is rocketing home. The better side, Louis V coming and control the room. The better side won the Sales Classic. Louis V outstanding in defeat. 3rd place there was control.
Hi, I'm Steve Sell from Loans 123. We are car finance specialists. We can help you find the loan you're looking for, your new car, and help find a home for your old one. If you want a new or used car but feel uncomfortable visiting car yards on your own, we can help and often save you money. For a stress-free way of buying and financing your next car, who do you see? Steve Sell at loans123.com.au or call 1800 100 100.
You are listening to Talking Trots with Morts and Michael Radley.
Clear as well, and then Princess Katie, World Secret back in the field as they come to the turn. It's Waterloo into the straight. Exceptional Armour still poking her toes up on the inside, but Waterloo's in the lead. The Swindler runs on. Waterloo tired. The Swindler runs into 2nd place, but Waterloo is all out at the line, but she wins. Waterloo beats 2nd, the Swindler. Exceptional.
Yeah, that was a dominant display from Waterloo. Mort's making it the double for the fillies in the Sales Classic. The 2-year-old last year, the 3-year-old this year. She's had to do it tough in a lot of races.
Yes,
and she proved that she's the benchmark.
She was very lucky. She had Shannon Savelko on board, and Shannon just rated her perfectly there outside the leader and got the win. Yeah, like you said, 2-year-old, 3-year-old, great drive, Shannon Savelko. Brilliant drive.
Yep, sure is. All right, this segment of Morse is brought to you by Loans 123, car loans, debt consolidations, all your personal finance. Who do you see?
Steve Sell, the nude nut.
Yeah, he sure is. What a great man he is. Loans123.com.au or the telephone number 1800
100 100. Still doing things the banks can't, and because of Bomber's good form, haven't needed him, although
Sunday.
I was looking at my phone for Steve's number on Sunday, I must admit. But he is a good man, Steve. Like you said, cars, personal loans, travel, anything you need.
Yep.
See the great man.
He'll look after you. All right, the next race we're going to look at is race number 8 on the card. And it is the Road to Riches, 3-year-old fillies, the Nullarbor Road to the Riches, I should say. And it's coming up on April 19. And what a great race it's going to be, Morts. You haven't picked out your slot yet? You got a couple of choices?
No, well...
Ronaldo's going great. Never Ending's about to return.
Yeah, but Mighty
Tricky
Ronaldo, you look at his numerical form.
Doesn't look great.
It's not pretty, but he's been great.
Yeah.
He's been great. So, yeah, look, we've just, obviously we've got Never Ending coming back, so just see how they
Mickey,
all...
not a bad third stringer.
Just see how they all go. No need to make a call just yet. So, because it's going to be, we've got Magnificent Storm, Declared, Laverajo, so...
Spirit of St. Louis.
Spirit of St.
Goes around
Louis.
in the Miracle Mile.
He does, with young Jack Culligan.
Jack Culligan. How was Jack?
Good to see him out there at Pinjarra on Sunday. What a terrific young bloke. Like I said, he looks like he's about 16. Such a young kid, but what a gun driver.
And from a great family. His father, Mark's a wonderful fella.
And he's aboard.
And Mother Simone.
Aboard Spirit of St. Louis for Luke McCarthy in the Miracle Mile. Drawn the 2. That's an interesting race. What's your thoughts on that, Michael?
He's run second the last 2 years, Spirit of St. Louis.
Yeah.
And I'm tipping he'd probably get to the pegs. Probably 3 back the pegs some stage. I think I'm with Leap to Fame. I know Hi, my name is Jeff went super for the Grimson team and Cam Hark's gone that way. But I think it's just it's all right running time and whatever else when you're out doing it by yourself. But he's got to have the best horse in Australasia sitting on his outside on Saturday night, and times almost become irrelevant when you've got a good horse who just keeps going. Horses that can run 157 all of a sudden, it's harder to do it when there's someone going with you. So, look, I'm probably with Grant Dixon and Leap to Fame.
Draws made it interesting with Leap to Fame out there in 9. Don't Stop
7.
Dreaming in 8. Hi, my name's Jeff in 7. Frankie Ferocious out there in
super.
10.
And he'll get a slot in the Eureka, Frankie Ferocious, Queensland bred.
So.
He'll get a slot with someone.
And Speak the Truth last start.
Oh, super.
Outstanding.
Jesus, good. And mate, saying that, Hi, my name's Jeff's not a moral just to get across. I mean, very fast. But the Sanderson and the team have said if they hold up, they will be holding.
Yep.
Which is great for the race. So
I thought he was
really interesting. The Miracle Mile on Saturday night.
Outstanding last start.
Great race. The Chariots of Fire was a great race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So looking forward to watching that on Saturday night.
And the Eureka's going to be a great race because Frankie Ferocious has got to back up into that race. There's already been a few announced for the Eureka, including Never Ending. So you got to tackle Australia's best. Unfortunately, bad news for Better Be the Best. Announced that he's got an injury. It's got to keep him away for quite a while. So
it didn't sound good. So we certainly hope that all is okay there, better as soon as it can be.
Yes, indeed, and he probably would have got a slot in the Nullarbor as well. The Eureka. The Eureka.
Yep.
Being an Australian bred, but anyway. That's a great meeting on Saturday night at Meninga.
Let's ask our good man, Bomber.
Bomber, did you watch the races on Saturday night?
I did. I don't normally follow the East Coast too much, but I obviously the bigger meetings I watch. I'm probably not much use from a form perspective, but I'm a little bit with you. It's hard to go past Leap to Fame. He's been there and he's done it, and I think having that bit of a break will help him as well. The others have got to back up a week later, coming off quick times. And I think, the only probably real issue is, which Grant's touched on during the media, is he doesn't handle the retention barn particularly well. So as long as he gets through that, I think he's definitely the one to beat.
Yep, indeed. All right, let's have a look at the next race. We've got a preview at Gloucester Park on Friday night. It's race number 8. And as we have a look at the Tab Touch market, the Swindler at $9.50, Miss Sharjah at $17, Princess Katie $9.50, Rock Rosie Rock $34, Lenora Jane $4, Copycat Queen $4.40, and Exceptional Armour backing up $1.90 into $1.80. Obviously the market is with the bottom 3, Lenora Jane at $4, Copycat Queen $4.40, and Exceptional Armour at $1.80. Bomber, which way are you going in race number 8?
Yeah, I thought Copycat Queen was a total forgive last time. She got it slightly wrong off the arm and had to go back to last and then make a run in between runners and around runners. She she simply gave them too big a start and was impossible, really. But she got home okay. She didn't have any red flashing lights or anything like that. But I thought there might be a couple kick through underneath Exceptional Armour here, and as long as she doesn't get gifted the top, I didn't think she went all that crash hot last week. She got home in 58 only. I think she can go better than that. And I just thought a few might have seen her a little bit vulnerable and try and test her here. And if Copycat Queen can just sit out the back and, mind her own business and then show that explosive speed she showed 2 starts back, then I thought she could be all over the top of them, mate.
Yeah, very good field. Those 3 out wide certainly look like they hold the key. Only over the 1,730 metres, which just adds a little bit more to it, being drawn out wide. Those 3 at the top of the betting. Race 8 and number 6, Copycat Queen for trainer-driver Aidan DeCampo. What's the betting stress? Sorry. Just didn't come out, Michael.
It didn't.
What's the staking? What's the staking plan here,
You outfoot yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 unit more. She will need the race run to suit, obviously, but I'd be surprised if they let Exceptional Armour cross and have it all that easy. There is speed underneath, so yeah, run and burn, and hopefully Copycat Queen can get over the top.
All right, and we're going to finish the night with race number 10, and it is the HRT, Hoist Stock Australia, reaching for the top mobile pace. Hello to Damien Keating and the team there. 2130 metres, and we've got Judy Boundit, who's going to be in the market, as well as Lupicello. There's no market out as yet. They look to be the 2 that's going to fight out favouritism, and Junior said if he beats Judy Bound, he thinks he will be the winner on Lupicello, and Street Appeals in there. There's a few others. Sud Strippo and Matty Rocks are also going to play their part in the race. Bomber, which way are we going to go finishing the night?
A bit of value here, I think, Brad's in Streets Appeal. His numerical form, certainly nothing to write home about, but he's done nothing but duck and dive and run into helmets at his last 3 or 4, and he's a horse that has to be driven cold, so he's relying upon really good speed up front, and I'm not 100% sure he's going to get it, but he's ran home his last time he ran home in 56.3 in a much harder race, and before that 56.2 when he had no luck from a wide draw, and then 57 and 9 3 starts back when completely luckless. And I just like the way this horse is going. He's going to bob up in a race pretty shortly, and I'm hoping it's tomorrow night at odds.
So my Bomber would be a nice way to see out the card. Race 10, number 6, Street Appeal. $21 on the Harness website. Michael, would be a great way to round out the night. It's a fairly open field though, Bomber, so race number 10, horse number 6, Street Appeal for Cullen Savelko. What's the staking plan?
Yeah, 1 unit bet, Morts, and whatever he does tomorrow night, I think we continue to follow him because, as I said, he'll be winning shortly. He's going really well this course.
All right, have you got a multi for us, Bomber?
Yeah, we haven't been particularly successful with the multi lately, but hopefully tomorrow night we can turn that around. I thought race 1, number 2, Show Pony would lead and win. He's flying. Into race 2, number 11 for the place, Tiger Royal. He's a professional place getter, this guy, and I thought he drew well enough to do that again. And then race 4, number 6, Swing Band for the place as well. I thought he could sit off pretty hot speed here and be really strong late at his 3rd run back. And yeah, that he should put a bit of value in as well for the place, I think.
All right. Okay, we don't have any markets for the first 4 races, so it's race 1, number 2, race 2, number 11 a place, and race 4, number 6 a place for your multi. Now, Bomber, you've got to stick around because you're going to have a look at the Northern meeting on Saturday night. We're still in negotiations with who's going to fill in Hayden's spot doing the tips for our country venue. So, Bomber, you've got to stick around and maybe give us 1 or 2 at Northern on Saturday night.
Yeah, I'll fill the vacant seat for the time being, right?
All right, mate. Just hold on. We get time to take a break, Morts. And Flying Rumour is in race number 3 tomorrow night. It's a good race. We've spoken about it before. Franco Ecuador and
in outstanding form.
Flying Rumour. It's won 3 out of its last 4. And if you add the 5th run, it's run 2nd on 2 of those occasions in its last 5. So absolutely flying for Mike Reid.
Well, the stable's going beautifully there, Mike Reid. Yep. Double to Mike Reid last Friday night, and one of those is one of the big races. So
Yeah.
very good job.
Yeah, all right, let's go to the break and let's listen to the in-4 Flying Rumour getting over the top of I'm a 5-star General.
Authority around the outside, and here comes Flying Rumour, who's in career best form. Into the straight, Jasper Vella Beach on the outside. Flying Rumour's got the lot of them. Goes up and sweeps to the front. I'm a 5-star General's coming through. Wonderful to Fly Unplaced again, but Flying Rumour takes the lead and Flying Rumour wins. Into second goes I'm a 5-star General. Third, Jasper Vella Beach, and Wonderful to Fly.
New Mazda.
Yep, I love it. We got it from Bayswater Mazda.
I keep hearing great things about them.
They're fantastic to deal with. Great people, great coffee too.
At Bayswater Mazda, you'll always be well looked after. Visit the team today and find the best drive-away deals on new Mazdas and pre-owned vehicles. Driving is better with Bayswater Mazda.
So's the coffee.
Go and see Bayswater Mazda at the corner of Guildford and Garrett Road, Bayswater. DL 25174.
Talking Trots with Morts and Michael Radley on Tab Radio, Racing and Sport.
Capone coming up, Mighty Ronaldo out 3 wide, Penny Tiger back there on the pegs, and Ideal Agent heads the others, but setting sail for home is Minstrel with Roberts. Al Capone giving chase down to the Tab Ton sprint lane as Penny Tiger. Leader though is Minstrel inside the 100. Mighty Ronaldo on the outside, Penny Tiger the inside, but it's Minstrel, it's another lady, it's Roberts, and Minstrel almost all the way over Al Capone. Penny Tiger.
Yeah, Minstrel, geez, he's going good. He's right at the top of his game at the moment. Team Bond, Denny Roberts combining, started at $1.95 in the end and won extremely well. Pegs dominated a fair. Al Capone behind the leader in second. Penny Tiger 3 back the pegs just behind in third. The two really good runs. Ideal Agent made a couple of runs in the race. Mighty Ronaldo had to make a move, unlike it's not in his normal racing pattern. And Tricky Mickey, after sitting outside the leader, battled on really well. So, Morts, it's a Pinjarra Cup for 2024.
It was a very good race, Michael. I thought Al Capone went amazing to run second, but the leader was too good, and nice drive by Denny. Knew when to put the accelerator down, and it was always going to be tough, so very hard to get a line through some of the horses that finished back in the field because it was very, very hard to get in. But now it was a good race, and congratulations to Team Bond and Denny Roberts on a great drive.
Yeah, he's going to continue to roll through. It's going to be interesting. We've got the Bunbury Cup coming up in that Easter weekend. I think it's the 30th of March.
30th of March.
30th of March.
That promises to be a great race. These two cups now.
Well, they're really important because, and that's really important into the Nulla Ball, which is really good.
And the good thing is it builds a lot of interest now around these two cups, which is great for the two clubs in Pinjarra and Bunbury. Gets a lot of focus in the race, and obviously gets a lot more people on track, which is great.
Yeah, and actually Monday, I think you'll find, is the mile day at Pinjarra. And we'll announce our sponsor for this segment in just a moment. But coming up is this must be the following week at Pinjarra. So coming up is also the Mountain Sprint. I think it's Monday week, and it's a day of miles for Pinjarra. So so it's not too far away and fits in beautifully leading in as well. Yeah.
It's a great lead up for both
of
those.
Magnificent Storm, they say, is now targeting the Pinjarra Cup. Not the Bunbury Cup. Bunbury Cup, which it did last year as well. So he'll race in the Bunbury Cup, then have another start before the Nulla Ball.
Just on the country harness before we go to the sponsor and then talk to Bomber. Some nice racing all throughout the week. As we said, last Friday night at Gloucester Park was great with the Sales Classic races, but we also had Narrogin. The Van Gogh Camel for the Flying Camel and Donald Harper were just too good. Nice first up win by See the World for Peter Anderson and Cody Waldrot. Finished powerfully out wide to get up and win, and that was first up after 18 months, so that was a really good effort by Peter Anderson to get that horse up and win. And Pacific Eagle from last down the back was a big run, 4 and 5 wide on the turn to record a very nice win for Caris Hamilton Smith and Chris Pale, who got the treble there at Narrogin, and Bunbury. Magic Eye Mick just needs the races about a lap shorter. Was a tearaway leader before Shannon came with a well-timed run on Patricio to get up and score. More sass, too good for trainer and driver Cody Waldrot. Was always, that horse had been knocking on the door. Gerardo just had to find a little something at the top of the straight and did, and was a good all-the-way winner for Aidan DeCampo. And 12 O'Clock Rock absolutely gave them windburn in the last, Michael. Absolute windburn. So there was some great harness on the country tracks over the weekend and Monday.
This segment is brought to you by Bayswater Mazda. Driving is better in a Bayswater Mazda, Morts, corner of Guildford and Garrett Roads. And I tell you what, we got a lift out to the sales on Sunday in a Bayswater Mazda, and it was outstanding.
Yeah, they're just, I know I've said it all the time, Michael, they are just very comfortable, very well appointed vehicles. They really are. They're and the team there at Bayswater Mazda do a great job. So get down there, have a chat. They've got a great range of used cars. They've got the new CX-60. Their service, after-sales service, everything, and the coffee is outstanding.
Which you know better than everyone.
But no, go see the team at Bayswater Mazda.
All right, this weekend we have Northam on Saturday night, 7 races. The first at 6:16 for Northam. Then we go Pinjarra Monday. There is 8 races at Pinjarra on Monday. They're first at 12:22, and then Gloucester Park Tuesday. Good fields, Gloucester Park Tuesday. 9 races, pretty much full fields all day, all night. 4:17 is the first, and don't forget, Morts, every Monday now. Every Monday morning, you can listen to Tim Walker, Matt Young, and Oliver Crowney, and doing the tips. And they're doing a great job. Only 2 shows so far. Fantastic. Tipped plenty of winners, both of them, over the 2 days, and really good show to listen to.
I thought the second show was fantastic.
Yeah,
just knocked a bit of rust off the first one. It was a great effort. I thought it was good. So look forward to just having a bit of a reflection on the Friday night, and then more importantly, looking at the 2 very important meetings, being Pinjarra Monday and Gloucester Park on Tuesday. So great show.
So the boys will preview Pinjarra Monday, Gloucester Park Tuesday, but Bomber Hill is still on the line, and he's going to help us out over the next week or two with a couple of country tips, and we're going with Northam on Saturday night. Bomber, welcome back. 7 races on the card. What have you got for us at Northam on Saturday night?
Yeah, we're going to the last couple of races, Rads, but I thought in the race 6, number 2, Troy Royale Brigade was exceptional on Tuesday night. He was involved in a lead time in first quarter that he was never going to be able to sustain. But I thought under the circumstances, he battled on really well, and he does look to cross the 1 horse here. So from in front for the first time in about 3 years, I expect him to take plenty of beating. He was very, very good on Tuesday.
So hopefully we get black odds about him?
I think so. He's a horse that doesn't win out of turn. You wouldn't want to be taking anything south of $2, I don't think, but it does look his opportunity to roll to the top, and he does go well in front. He just doesn't get there very often.
All right, how many units?
3-unit bet, pretty keen. But like I said, he doesn't win out of turn, so I wouldn't be diving into anything much worse than $2, I don't think.
Okay, and the final event is race number 7, the Billy Wayne First Training Win Division 2 over the 2190 metres. What do you got for us in the last at Northam on Saturday night?
Yeah, Meteoroid's a horse that's always shown a little bit, and he resumes here without a trial. Comes up with barrier 1, Shannon Savalco, a couple of ticks there, and it's not a very quick front line, so I thought he could hold up. And from out in front with Shannon wheeling and dealing, I thought it's definitely a winnable race for him. And if he can't get away with this one, he might be waiting a little while too.
All right, how many units for the final event?
Yeah, 2-unit bet. I think we'll get, definitely north of $2 for him. He's not a horse that should open up any shorter than that, but we never know with these prices. I'll be pretty keen both of these. If they did happen to open short rather than backing them outright, probably just take the multi, I think.
Okay. All right, mate, you've been working hard on Twitter to fill up your AFL and NRL competitions. The AFL's about to start tonight. You've got Morts back involved with the AFL.
Yeah, I think we ended up with 40. I'd have to double check at the death there, but I think we ended up with 44 entries, which is that's the best we've done over the last 5 years, and we'll make sure. I think the winner will probably pick up about $1,500 out of that one, and of course the NRL, which you currently sit atop the table there. That's probably why you mentioned that one, I guess.
And the NRL, yeah, we're back the NRL. The Vegas, it was fantastic. Vegas, I might have to go next year just to get right in the mood. It seemed like a great show, and we threw them out last week on the show. I said the two outsiders will get the cash. Bomber, you followed me in on one of them.
I did. I couldn't follow you on the Roosters, but very good win from them, and Tedesco back to his brilliant best. But well done finding those two. That was a great effort. And
the Knights are about to play in the next part of the round, Canberra. So it's kicking off about the same time. I'm just watching Fox Sports.
Well, you saved me. The great
Kalen Ponga, and he's got the blonde. He's got the Jack Callaghan blonde hair at the moment. Jack dyed his hair blonde.
He'd have a helmet on though, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he'll have the headgear on. But yeah, he's got the Jack Callaghan blonde hair. So the Dalian player of the year. Let's hope he starts this year like he finished last year.
I'm sure he will.
God bless
him. Does Nicole like?
No.
No. Okay. I was going to say because the moment that Michael heard that the Knights were on tonight. He's like a kid in a lolly shop, so I'm sure he's going to go home. If he's got more than one TV on in the house, they'll all be on the Knights, and I would imagine the volume's going to be pretty loud, so won't be much conversation tonight for Nicole, unfortunately.
No, we might get the YouTube going and watch some KP highlights or Joey Johns highlights or something just to get right in the mood.
Oh dear.
Bomber, mate, thanks for your time. Thanks for doing overtime for us and tipping a couple in the country. And we might get you to do it again next week as we finalise the lineup for the country trots. We can't not tip in the country. We got to tip every week. So, mate, thanks for your time, and we'll speak to you next week.
No problem at all, guys. Thanks very much. Have a great night.
All right, Bomber Hill there. We didn't get any stories about people meeting him in the gym or dreaming about.
Yes, we do.
Drivers.
We do miss the great man.
And male drivers at that. Which is
yes, we do
bit of an issue.
Miss the great man. But good show, Michael. Very important. Like you said, we'll finalise that last segment so we get the country tips. I've been enjoying watching over the weekend. Watching the country harness. It's been great. And we've got Northern on Saturday night, so we look forward to that. Pinjarra Monday, Gloucester Park Tuesday.
And you'll be back on tomorrow morning for the Retrovision Gloucester Park preview doing your quiz.
Certainly will. $100 Retrovision gift card up for grabs.
8 a.m. tomorrow morning with Tim Walker, Trent Cooper, Matt Young and the great Silky Moore.
A must listen. Always some very good tipsters on that panel, Michael.
Yeah, aren't they? And don't forget... Now we've got Junior. I don't know who they're going to get on. They'll be dirty on us for Pinch and Junior. And Monday, don't forget Monday. Great show Monday.
Yes,
every Monday, is. Tim Walker, Matt and Ollie.
Yeah, Ollie's done a great job so far.
He?
So he has. He's done a great job.
Yeah, great to have him part of the TAB radio family, Morts.
Yes.
Which we're a part of.
Yes.
Very loosely. Second cousin twice removed.
Very loosely. And look, I mean, our biggest danger is that now we've lost Hayden King. Well, how many listeners are we going to lose? Because he was a cult following.
Wasn't he?
Yeah, he certainly was. He good sense of humour and some good knowledge. So he'll be sorely missed.
I tell you how far I'm removed from the Tab Touch family or the Tab Radio family. My pass doesn't work. We've got to rely on your pass to get in every week because mine doesn't work.
They're trying to tell you something, I think, Michael.
No doubt in the world. All
right.
Morts, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Until next week, everyone. Thanks for listening, and it's bye for now.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelpline.org.au.